Shadow Kyogre is coming out this weekend, and how good is this Pokemon in Pokemon Go? Is it going to be a Pokemon that is worth raiding for? Is it a Pokemon that is worth powering up? And what should we do with this Pokemon in Pokemon Go? Let's find out. Welcome to the Trainer Club. Here we go. I'm so excited about the Shadow Kyogre because it can be shiny for the first time ever in Pokemon Go. Number one. Number two, this Pokemon is notoriously a very strong attacker in the game. At some point has been one of the top attackers, but does it remain that? And what is going to be best? Is it the Mega? Is it the Primal? Is it the Shadow? Or should we look over this Pokemon and wait for something else to come out in the game? Let's find out in this video. This Pokemon is going to max out as an all-water type at 4,652. So this Pokemon is very high up there in the combat power for Pokemon Go. It has an attack of 270, a defense of 228, and a stamina of 205. If you guys did not know, Groudon and Kyogre share the exact same stats. So if you guys max them out, they will be at the exact same CP if they have the same IVs, if they're 100%, and they have the exact same stat moves as well, which is kind of cool, makes it easy to remember. With it being water type, it's gonna have two weaknesses of electric and grass, and its resistances will be fire, ice, steel, and water. So all of the typings that I have not mentioned will hit this Pokemon neutral for everybody out there that's wondering for PvP and as a meta attacker. As far as its fast attacks, we covered it in the counters, but we'll cover it again. It's going to be Waterfall. As far as its charge moves, it's going to be Thunder, which is electric, Blizzard, which is ice. It's going to get Surf. It's going to get Hydro Pump, and then the legacy move of Origin Pulse. Origin Pulse is the strongest move on this Pokemon, which we are going to dive into here in a second, but it is something that you definitely need to be aware of and to consider because that one is a legacy move. On the Shadow, you will have to Elite TM this Pokemon's move to make sure that it matches up here. So without further ado, let's jump into Kyogre to see what is the strongest moveset combination. Remember, it can only get one fast move, and then let's see how strong its other charge moves on, and then we'll find out, is it worth powering up? From my opinion and the stat analysis. The strongest moveset combination and the typing of Kyogre is going to be the Primal with Waterfall and Origin Pulse with an ER value at 63.27. Now remember, for most typings, guys, if we're over 45/50 in the ER value, we are looking at some of the top Pokemon in their class. However, there are unique categories in this game, Dragon, Water, Ground, where we have extremely strong Pokemon, Steel, Fairy now, it seems like they're all kind of getting bumped up there, that are going to top the charts at another level, and this Primal is topping this charts at an absolute another level just because how strong this Pokemon is. But remember, the Primals, we can only get one of these Pokemon, and while the Shadows, we can get multiple, so that is the advantage of having Shadows. Then we're gonna get Waterfall and Surf at 59, so that's 4 points below that Origin Pulse, so that move definitely does hit better. Primal Kyogre with the Hydro Pump at 58.65, then we have the Blizzard at 55.21, and then the Shadow Kyogre with the Waterfall and Origin Pulse at 53.98. So look at that, guys. The Shadow is 10 points below the Primal, but once again, we only have one chance at being a Primal, and if we need multiple Pokemon in a category for raids, we're gonna need multiple water types besides having a Primal or a Mega in there. Then we have the Waterfall and Thunder on the Primal Kyogre at 51.91. The Shadow Kyogre with Surf at 50.69, the Hydro Pump at 49.95, the Blizzard at 46.96 in the Shadow form, and then we have the regular form Kyogre with the Waterfall and Origin Pulse at 46.91, and then the Thunder at 44.09. So guys, pretty impressive Pokemon already, just looking at the stats before I even start comparing the analysis. But guys, we're gonna have to compare the water types. We are also gonna pull in the electric types with only the charge move being electric to gauge how good this Pokemon is, because remember, it does not get an electric, and we also want to cover ice, and it does not get an ice move, so we'll see where this Pokemon does sit now. But let's jump into all the top water types. The Primal Kyogre at the top, 63.27. Then we have the Mega Swampert that's almost 10 points below with Water Gun and Hydro Cannon, so that one is going to be a budget counter at 54.3. And then we're going to get the Shadow Kyogre at the third strongest Pokemon in the water category with Waterfall and Origin Pulse at 53.98. Then we have the Shadow Palkia at 53.18. Going on to the next page, remember that Mega Salamence does get Hydro Pump at 50.42. Mega Blastoise with the Hydro Cannon at 49.34. Ash Greninja, not out yet, 49.18. Mega Gyarados with Hydro Pump at 48.81. Then we go down the list at Shadow Samurott as a budget counter, but it is going to take more Stardust being a Shadow, and it is rarer to be be able to encounter that Pokemon with the Hydro Cannon at 48.14, Shadow Salamence with Hydro Pump at 48.02, Shadow Empoleon at 47.66. We have the Palkia in the Origin form with that Hydro Pump at 47.58. Then we have the regular Kyogre at Waterfall Origin Pulse at 46.91. So just from looking at the water type category, guys, this Pokemon is an absolute yes from me to go after and raid for. And if you get a good one, or even if you get one that's like I said, a 98, 96, even a 93, guys, we're looking for that 15 attack. This Pokemon is definitely worth powering up. It is so strong. One, it is the second strongest Pokemon if you already have a Primal or a Mega evolved, and that is to itself. So remember, if you do want a budget Primal / Mega, the best one is going to be Swampert. However, if you guys are pay to play, you are into this game, and you want the strongest in the game, this is going to be what you do. And it looks to be having strong electric and ice moves as secondary. And if we did have Surf on this Pokemon, it is 50.68. So that one would be right above the Mega Blastoise and below the Mega Salamence, which would be a little bit behind the Shadow Palkia, but still an extremely strong Pokemon sitting in there, especially if you guys did not want to use an Elite TM on this. But if you did want to use an Elite TM and you did get a good Shadow, hopefully you get Hundo, this would be worth your time. But let's see what is going to be the most valuable secondary charge move we put on. Is it electric or ice? So looking at the electric category, we have Mega Mewtwo in the top 2 spots, which is not out yet, so we're not going to go over that, but it is at 57.53. This Pokemon will be a game-breakingly strong Pokemon, especially with all of its secondary moves that are so strong. Black Kyurem right now with Fusion Bolt at 55.18, extremely strong. Regieleki with Thunder Cage with Lock On at 53.75. Then we have the Primal Kyogre with Thunder at 51.91. Then we have the Shadow Mewtwo. We have the Zekrom with Fusion Bolt at 49.9. We have Shadow Raikou at 49.86. Therian Thundurus. We have the Shadow Electivire. We have the Mega Manectric, the Xurkitree, the Shadow Zapdos, the Incarnate Thundurus. Then we have Shadow Magnezone, Shadow Dialga. We have Mega Ampharos, Shadow Luxray, and all the way to quite a bit down there, but 44.09 on that Shadow Kyogre with Thunder, as well as Waterfall combination. And if we are gauging that one's 44.09. A lot of these other ones are in the range of Mega Mewtwo from 51, Shadow Electivire at 48, Shadow Zapdos at 47, and down the list. So is this move worth it? I don't know. Let's check out the ice and see where that sits. In the ice category, the top move is going to be the Free Shock on the Kyurem at 66.33. Then we have the White Kyurem at 59.22. Then we have the Mega Mewtwo, not out, Primal Kyogre with Blizzard at 55.21. And we're looking at the Zenmo Darmanitan, which is not out yet. Shadow Mewtwo at 49.18. Shadow Mamoswine at 48.58. We have the Calyrex, not out yet. Mega Gardevoir with Triple Axle that I've done a video on. If you want to see it, check it out up here. That Pokemon is actually extremely strong. Then we have the Kyurem with Glaciate. We have the Shadow Kyogre coming in at 46.96. So for the secondary charge move, guys, I would say that it's kind of a tie. Both moves are strong. You're sitting in the top couple percent of their class. However, the one thing that we got to consider is that neither of them are the strongest Pokemon. So whether you want the electric move, whether you want the ice move, I'm going to leave that totally up to you. For me, I hope to be able to get one of these guys, actually 2 good Shadow Kyogres, one that I can power up and have a secondary ice move, and one that I can power up and have a secondary electric move, just based on how strong they are. But if I would have to choose, I would choose an ice move personally, just because there's so many electric types that are more powerful, and the regular Raikou and Mewtwo are just about the same, and I have plenty of those guys, especially the Mewtwo powered up, that I can easily just throw on Thunderbolts than I do here. So let's finish off with PvP Pokemon. So for the Great League, Kyogre is in the Shadow form, only one that can get low enough because of when we caught it from Giovanni at 823. In the Ultra League, 675 for regular Kyogre, 699 for the Shadow, not worth it. However, in the Master League, 66 for the regular Waterfall, Surf, and Origin Pulse, and 94 in the Shadow. For this Pokemon, the regular one is more valuable, so I would not suggest using this Pokemon in PvP because it's recommending a triple water type move Pokemon, and I just don't think that's diverse enough. But from a meta attacker standpoint, the qualifications more than succeed. This Pokemon is extremely strong. It's awesome looking, and the Shadow Shiny is going to look fantastic. So it's an A+ for me for Raid 4. Hopefully you guys are going to have enough XL candy. Use that Primal Kyogre at Mega Level 3 and optimize. Get into a group, have fun, and enjoy yourself. So thank you guys for being here as always. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna see you out on the next video. Peace.